Welcome to this Sunday afternoon edition of the NBA here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Looking at Sacramento, they want to turn it around after the loss. Now, here is Young. Launches a three. Valanciunas grabs the board. We're talking about Trae Young here, GA. What stands out most about him to you?
Well, Kevin, I'd say just how confident he is, right? He plays with that unique energy and swagger. I mean, you love him if he's on your team and can't stand him if he's playing against you.
Back to Clark. And it's Jokic in the corner. Jokic draws the double. Just 4 to shoot. From downtown. And Valanciunas pulls it down. Now the Kings with it. Inside. Here's Bridges. It's rebounded by Charlotte. To the inside. It's stolen by Jones. Goes up. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
And there you see the basketball IQ Bridges has. Natural court sense. He knows exactly where to be.
Here's Reeves. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Here's Jokic. Goes back up. And it's good on the layup.
Boy, the 5th time's the charm. That's a big basket there.
And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for the Sacramento Kings.
Hit me, I'm open.
Barnes, right side. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. Now defended by Jokic.
Hornets foul. Jalen. First personal foul. First team foul.
And here are the Kings now. Kicks it out to Jones. Screen by Valanciunas. Bridges attacking. This one for three.
Fantastic defensive instincts, encouraging signs of progress from Jokic.
On the wing, Reeves. Here he goes. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. The Kings leading. Hey, Greg, one thing that the Kings have had work for them over the last few seasons is their depth.
And have made some shrewd moves to fill out their bench. Got great contributions from their 6 through 10 players. It's been a big part of their recent success.
You know, for Jokic, his consistency at the line goes back to his rookie season. He's always shot above 80% on his free throws. That's remarkable for a guy of his size.
Well, Clark, we know Nikola Jokic has many interests outside of basketball, like training his horses.
I love that about him. When basketball season is over, he knows exactly what he wants to do and needs to do to take care of his body, but he's not going to be a slave to basketball year-round. He's got other interests, and he's going to indulge and engage in those. He's got other passions, which I love seeing, and horses apparently one of his other passions for sure.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Austin Reeves went undrafted, but his success comes as no surprise to him. He says, "I've always felt like I belong." Goes back to childhood. His mom once asked him, "Is this confidence or cockiness?" He told her, "You're basically kind of the same thing." Kevin, back to you.
That's something else. Undaunted. Hey, David, thank you. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Greg, seems like we always talk about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's offensive side. But when it comes to deflections and steals, his defense, he's one of the best.
Yeah, his two-way ability is sometimes overlooked in the mainstream media. But people in the know how good of a defender he is.
Offensive rebound.
Well, he has not been sharp this period. Seems to be a little flustered out there, too.
To the paint. So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first. Clark, what is it about Austin Reeves' style of play that makes him such a good scorer?
I love the fact that he can change pace with the dribble. You know, he's not super fast, but he's not slow either. What he is shifty and smart. He's got good size, good ball skills, and he's got a nice mid-range jumper. All of that allows him to keep defenders off balance.
Here's Jokic. He's an offensive force, averaging nearly 26 points a game. Clark outside. Good, and the assist goes to Jokic. Clark's got 5.
And that's a sweet dime from Jokic. He's always had good vision, and it only seems to get better every year.
In the corner, it's Valanciunas. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Valanciunas. Clock is at 3. And the basket by Jones.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Pass to Jokic. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Scotty Barnes picks one up.
Hey, night in and night out, Jokic is taking and relishing the contact.
Nikola Jokic, Clark, is as skilled a big as we have seen. When he has the ball, he can really affect the opposition.
Yeah, he's such a great passer, and he's got tremendous size. I mean, people forget because he's pretty nimble and agile that he's, right at 7 feet tall, 7'1", with really long arms. So he's a problem just from the size standpoint. Then you factor in his otherworldly skills as a passer, as a shot maker, as a basketball player. And now you've got something that's as unique as we've seen in, I think, the history of the game.
Right wing fires the three. Kamare misses. Knocks it loose. Down low. And that one's good. Barnes.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Kings lead by 3. And we'll be back shortly. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Sacramento?
In the early going, they've been effective scoring in the mid-range, and if it's falling, I say stay with it.
And the other thing I've been impressed with, guys, is their assertiveness at attacking the paint, trying to hunt for those high percentage looks.
Ken, that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Valanciunas. Bucket is good. Valanciunas has got the lead up to 5 now for the Kings.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
G.A., he knows what his job is. Patrol the offensive glass.
And, that time I thought he did it with authority. Tremendous putback at a time when they really need it.
Clark, obviously, this is a results league for head coaches, and we're always going to see lots of changes at that position.
I think you're exactly right. I don't necessarily agree with it all the time. I would like to see owners and general managers and decision makers be a little more patient, give coaches a little more runway, but we know it's a results-oriented league, and oftentimes the reality is that it's easier to change one coach than it is perhaps to change a handful of players on a roster that's not performing.
Charlotte trails by 6. Clark outside. And here's Jokic outside. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Gilgeous-Alexander looking around. Bridges outside. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Bridges outside. The Kings need to get off a shot here. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander missing. And so it's Jokic with the ball. He brings it up for the Hornets. They trail by 6.
And defensively, you have to stay connected to Young at all times.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Pass to Kamare. There's the drive. Here's Young from the arc. And it's the Hornets another 3.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
And here's Valanciunas. Jokic defending. Houston. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night. Here's big Nikola Jokic. Clark right side. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. That's tipped. Here we go, 1-on-1. Here's Jokic. Oh, throw it down, Nikola Jokic.
And Joker doesn't get up too often, but when he slams it down, it feels like he's trying to bring the basket with him.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
And here's Charlotte. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. And it's Clark in the corner. Bridges with it. Defended by Reeves. Sacramento moving it around. Houston. Off target from outside.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
And it's Clark in the corner. And now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander, the fast break chance. Out to Bridges. Valanciunas in the high post. And a fast break now for the Hornets. From deep, Reeves. Good, and the assist goes to Jokic. Reeves has got the lead up to 3 now for Charlotte. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Hornets.
They've really been disruptive on the defensive end, forcing turnovers and turning those turnovers into points at the other end.
And they're making their own luck with how hard they're playing, forcing turnovers and turning that into offense.
Pass to Bridges. And the 3-ball is good. Bridges got the game tied up here for the Kings.
And from long range, Bridges getting more and more comfortable, taking and making his share of threes.
And here's Jokic. Back to Young. 3-pointer. Hits it from 3-point range. Young's got the lead. Back up to 3 now for Charlotte.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Hornets lead by 3. Now Russell. Dunn outside. Buries the long-range jumper. Dunn's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Warren. Outside Russell. Outside Warren. Pass to Aldama. Just 3 to shoot. And Aldama slams it in.
Boy, you love to see the aggressiveness, using the height advantage to hammer it home.
And here's McConnell. To the middle. Here's Lively. The wide open shot from Strus. Drops in the tray. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Hornets on top, up 5. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. The Kings trailed by 5. McConnell scanning the floor. Pass to Strus. Puts up a deep 3. Offensive rebound. And finished off by Lively.
Climbing the ladder, going upstairs. Lively, he doesn't have to go far to flush it.
Now Reeves. Back to Young. To the inside. And Jokic throws it down.
It all started with the pass. That's what coaches love to see, ball movement.
Pass to Strus. Here's Lively. Strus with it. From past the arc. No good on that one.
Boy, they dodged one there, guys. I mean, he got the wide open look that he wanted, just didn't knock it down.
Clark. And Lively pulls it down. Young with the steal. Pass to Jokic. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Jokic doing a really good job that time, concentrating and maintaining his balance despite being fouled.
So far, he's hit all of his shots at the foul line, going 4 for 4.
An 85% mark from the line. There aren't too many players in the league who are going to sport a much better percentage.
And I think it's clear he's gotten better in that department since last season. I mean, he looks a lot more comfortable at the line now, and he's getting better results.
Pass to Barnes. It's Strus on the wing. Just 5 on the clock. Now here's Jones. And once again off the mark by Sacramento.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Young outside. Now here's Jokic. 14 points for him. Inside is Jokic territory.
And right now, Jokic has it going on. He's doing whatever he wants to out there.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Strus's shot is good.
It seems as if someone got their signals crossed. If he can wind up that open from three-point range, I'm sure that was not a part of the game plan.
Young, no good. The Kings trail by 6. They set the pick. Pass to Strus. Takes the 3. Jokic grabs the miss. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Here's Kamare. He's covered by McConnell.
Ill-advised pass on that one, guys. I mean, he had to know there was a man there in position to get that turnover.
And Charlotte turns it over again. And so it's McConnell with it. He'll bring it up for the Kings. On the wing, Jones. Again, the miss by the Kings. Charlotte leading by 6. It's tipped. And it's out of bounds. The Hornets able to retain possession here.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
Jokic on top. 16 points for him. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. And the Kings making a change here.
Aaron Wiggins, Caleb Houston.
Charlotte calls timeout.
You know, he recognized his players were fatigued and needed to catch their breath. Those guys were cooked out there.
Substitution on the court.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. 4 on the shot clock. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. Russell, no good. The Kings trail by 6. McConnell with it. He's picked up by Russell. A 3 from Strus. Buries it from three-point range. Strus has got a pair of threes now here in the third for Sacramento. .151 left to play here in the third. Pass to Aldama. Now, here is Russell. He's covered by McConnell. Back to Kleber. And here is Warren. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Warren's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Strus with it. From the arc. It's hauled in by Warren.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
And Clark, while he might be someone who doesn't stand out, Maxi Kleber is vital for this team.
You know, Kleber usually averages in the single-digit scoring, but he's a 6'10 floor spacer, which puts a lot of pressure on the opposing defense. He plays a lot of the 5, and he more than holds his own defensively. He's a nice rotational player.
And Charlotte turns it over again.
Not a fan of those kinds of passes.
The Kings trail by 6. .54 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. And it's Strus missing.
You know, he's just not taking good shots, not taking smart shots, forcing up a lot of low percentage jump there.
Pass to Kleber. Three-pointer. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Kleber's got his first 3 points of the game.
Orchestrating the offense like a vet. D'Angelo getting everybody involved.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
The Kings trail by 9. Now McConnell. No scoring in this one. And here's Strus for 3. And so it's Charlotte in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the
Sacramento team. 35.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. And so it's Jokic with the ball. He brings it up for the Hornets. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Timeout, Kings. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
During that break, Sacramento's coach had some words for the team. He tore into his guys. He said, your body language is awful right now. You don't even look like you want to play right now. Should I sub in for you? Where's the drive to win? Guys?
Okay, David, thanks. Jokic hatches his way to finish inside.
Well, you got to do more than that to stop Jokic. I mean, this guy is a master at converting through tough defense.
Barnes the screen. Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Jokic. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Charlotte.
You want to see what the difference is? Look at their points off turnovers. They've punished mistakes all game long.
And another place they're finding success is in transition. They've been working hard to get ahead of the defense and find those easy ones.
Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Down low, Barnes. Screened by Valanciunas. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Jokic.
And this guy just does everything. Scores, passes, good rebounder, just an all-around terrific basketball player.
The Hornets call time. That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Charlotte leading by 9. Young outside. Back to Jokic. Puts up a deep 3. Young, no good. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And so they foul intentionally.
Trae Young. First personal foul. Third team foul.
Bridges outside. In the corner, it's Valanciunas. A three-pointer is right on target.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Well, it starts with defense. They got some stops, scored some buckets after that, and now we've got ourselves a ball game. That's his 4th foul. I'm sure he recognizes the situation because number 5 would put him in a rough, tough spot.
Team foul.
For those just joining us, 4th quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Jones in the post. Clock at 6. And here is Bridges.
And they've fallen completely out of sync here offensively. I'm not seeing nearly the same movement or flow that we saw in that first half.
Pass to Kamare. Charlotte moving the ball around. And here's Reeves outside. Hits the three-point bomb. And the Hornets lead by 9. And now looks like we've got an injury here, guys. We'll likely see him come out of the game.
Well, I mean, you really feel for him. I mean, and the entire team. Just, you got to hope for the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, this is why you build out your depth as best you can. I mean, you just never know when injuries might show up.
And a wide open look for Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to McConnell. Barnes the screen. And here's Gilgeous-Alexander outside. Again, the miss by the Kings. Young outside. No good on the triple. The Kings trail by 9. Inside. And it's Barnes slamming it down.
And a big dunk there from a springy Barnes. He gets up fast there for the hammer.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Second personal foul. First team foul. Coming onto the floor for Sacramento. Number 23. Max.
Young with the ball.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Back to Jokic. The train. There's Jokic with range.
That high release of the Joker, if you're defending him, you better stay home.
They set the pick. Up top, Strus. Over Clark. And it comes off the front of the rim.
I wonder if switching baskets really threw him off. I mean, because he can't get anything to fall this half.
It's stolen by Gilgeous-Alexander. Jones. The shot's good. Gilgeous-Alexander making the play.
And that's got to happen if they want to have a chance to turn this thing around. I mean, he needs to just take the game over. I mean, it seems like he's been hesitant to pull the trigger.
There's 1:26 left in the fourth quarter. Jokic inside. And Jokic slams it in.
Wow, look at how quick he flashes to the rim there for the finish.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. That one doesn't go. And so it's Jokic with it, and he brings it up for the Hornets. Led by as many as 14 points.
Second team foul.
Here's Kamara. Pass to Jokic. And Jokic slams it in.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Hornets.
And the big difference here was accuracy from three-point range.
And once they started sinking shots, it really stretched out to be and created other opportunities. And anytime they got space, they seemed to just knock down another triple.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
And, you know, this is a win they wanted badly, guys. They did not want to get swept in the season series.
Most definitely. I mean, even though you see opponents outside of your conference only twice a year, you still don't want to have that feeling of being swept.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Jokic.
Boy, this game really had his name all over it. I mean, he relished being the guy to carry the load offensively.
Valanciunas, good. Now, here is Russell. So it's the Hornets picking up the win. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first